Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is the big special event that we're doing here for this time of year, I guess you can say. It is the Goodyear 6 Hours of Le Mans on Napa Fan, the NRLOA Goodyear 6 Hours of Le Mans, I should say. And this is segment number 1 of 6. This segment should take about an hour. Each segment should take an hour long. 16 laps, and we will race until the end of the 16 laps, and not to the end of 1 hour. That's how it's going to. That's how we're going to do it here for this race. So, qualifying happened. You guys didn't see it, but qualifying happened, and Biff Crafton grabbed the pole, and that's a really good thing for him. You got Joe Larvin Alonso starting next to him, Jesse Turner, Tyler Selzman, Matt Dalio, Eric Almenhart, Aaron Walpole, Dean Wickard, Nicholas Amadeo, Tristan Allen, John Andrews, Max Newworth, Justin Roberts, Tristan Folks, Elijah Gordon, Zachary Fitzwater, Cameron Garlington, Riley White, Darlin Kenyon, Abe Traxel, Daniel Voiles, Jack Morris, Mason Powers, Lewis Stevens, Stuart Gratton, Kevin Gandara, Garrett Pick, Reagan Whitlock, Caleb Hoffman, Trey Bartow, Christian Master, Aaron Smith, Dale Salzman, Blaine Keys, John Art, and Cameron Gaju. Those are the 36 drivers starting in this race. So what will happen is, as long as you are running on the track at the end of a segment, you're going to start on the lead lap for the next segment. And if you have a crash and have to go to the garage, you're out for the rest of the race. And of course, the way they finish for segment number 1 is how they will start for segment number 2, and it'll be that way for each segment. There will be about 1 pit stop per segment, and that's pretty much all you guys need to know. So let's get this one started here at Le Mans. This is segment 1 of 6 that you guys will see today. And hopefully everybody's rolling, and it looks like everybody is, so nobody's going to have a problem, and that's a good thing. No, I should not turn it on that loud. Let's see here, let me get to the TV 1 cam. There we go. Nope, that's actually not the cam we want. We want TV 2 for this one. But anyway, Biff Crafton and Joe Larvin Alonso start on the front row for this race. And that's a really good place to start, but you never know what's going to happen. And it is 6 hours long, and the segments are technically just cautions when you think about it. So it's going to be a long race, a very long race. And guys, we'll see all 6 segments. Each of them will be an hour apart today. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it, because I'm probably going to have a lot of fun recording this. Well, here we go. Coming through the final turn, they're going to take the green flag, and we are green in the Goodyear 6 Hours of Le Mans. Biff Crafton and Joe Larvin Alonso lead us off. Alonso trying to get a run on the outside of Biff Crafton to take the lead right at the start of the race. It looks like we're going to have one of these side-by-side battles for the lead here. No, Alonso out front in the number 84. Crafton did not get to him through the first turn. There are so many turns here I can't name them all. And here Joe Larvin Alonso pulls out to a really big lead. Biff Crafton in second, Jesse Turner in third, Tyler Selzman in fourth, and Eric Almenhart in fifth. 84 started on the outside pole, was able to take the lead from Biff Crafton. See Tyler Selzman here right on the back bumper of Jesse Turner. He's looking to get a run on him. He might be able to do it through the first chicane. As we head down the long back straightaway, there goes Selzman underneath of Jesse Turner. We'll see what he can do through the chicane here. And as we're going through the chicane, sorry about this being in the way, but I'm going to hit none as we exit the chicane there. And Selzman underneath of Jesse Turner. That's going to open the door for Eric Almenhart as well. So those guys did a good job there. And we'll follow through all the cars that go through the chicane. It almost looks like the pack got split up there somehow. I'm not sure if somebody had a problem or not, but pretty much are 2 separate packs running right now, if you think about it. It's almost like when we did race the 24 Hours of Le Mans, you got the prototype cars, and oh no, hard in the wall goes somebody. John Art And Aaron Smith, a lot of damage to his car. As I said, it's almost like, this pack was like the GT cars back here and the ones up front of the prototypes. I mean, they're all GTs, but the way they were split there, it almost looked like that's what happened. Anyway, they've gone through the second chicane, and here Joe Larp and Alonso now head into the really tight corner. I know I should know the names for these corners, but I don't. And here comes Tyler Selzman underneath of Biff Crafton. Got a fast car here, that number 34. Now, we'll check and see if anybody's in the pit road. It doesn't look like anybody is. So, Aaron Smith, pretty much the only casualty so far, is coming out of the first chicane, smacked the wall really hard. So, Selzman trying to get a run on Biff Crafton, the pole sitter. And Tyler Selzman, definitely a very good contender to win this thing. But, he's already made 2 passes on the first lap of the race. And when you add up all the laps, it's 16, 16, 16, and 16, and 16 and 16. 16 times 6. Let me just get my little calculator out. 16 times 6. 96 laps at Le Mans. And Le Mans is about 8 miles long, so it's going to take a long time to get through this race. But we will not see much passing in this race, and that's kind of how these endurance races are. Just bear with me. I'll try to announce pretty well through this whole event, but we'll figure it out. I'm not figuring it out, but whatever. Anyway, Eric Almenhart's still in 5th place. Matt Dalio in 6th in the number 20. Dean Wickard here in 7th. Aaron Walpole in 8th. Nicholas Amadio in 9th. And Tristan Allen, the least experienced driver, in the top 10 right now. The rest of the guys have all been in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series before. Sorry, Eric Almenhart has not been in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series before, but he is the Crown Royal Series champion. And oh no, somebody in the wall hard. That's Tyler Selzman, and he hits the wall coming out of the final turn, and we're going to see a lot of that today. Not as frequently as we have seen in the past, but that's really going to hurt Selzman in that number 34, and a lot of damage to that car. And that closes Jesse Turner up to Biff Crafton. They're side by side for second. Good race for second place right here. See Jesse Turner trying to get by Biff Crafton, and looks like he's going to do it here. And looks like Biff Crafton might start to get under pressure from Eric Almenhart, the 64, looking to close up to the pole sitter. See where Tyler Selzman falls in here. Right now running, I'm pretty sure that's 12th. I think, I might be wrong. Kind of hard to tell, but he's not, well, okay, I don't know if he has enough damage to knock him out or have any problems here in this first segment. But that was a hard hit into the wall there. But anyway, that whole Tyler Selzman incident allowed Joe Larp and Alonso to pull away and get a really good lead on Jesse Turner. But you got the rest of these guys here; they're all running right on each other, and you get a good draft down these backstretches, I guess you can say they're backstretches. It used to be one long backstretch. I mean, you see what they're doing. Look at the way they're running. I mean, they're moving around, trying to get a good draft and all that. They're going right with the car in front of them because they need that draft down that long straightaway. So we'll see how it all plays out. And here, Joe Larp and Alonso really like to see that Selzman incident. Selzman was in second place when he hit the wall. As far as I know, everybody is on track, except it looks like for Aaron Smith. I think the 16 might be off track here. Yes, he is. That's a hard one for that team. I mean, getting knocked out on the first lap of the 6 hours of Le Mans. And looks like they're going to be done for the day. And for the whole race, actually. So that's it for them, unfortunately. If they can't get back out on the track, they're not going to be able to start segment number 2. It's a tough break for Aaron Smith. Sorry about that, man. And our first driver to be knocked out of the 6 hours of Le Mans already. on the second lap of the race. He probably came in when they were going around and just too much damage did the car. Had to bring it into the garage. Jesse Turner now running in second place. His pole sitter Biff Crafton runs third. Eric Almenhart runs fourth, and Matt Dahlia runs fifth. Got Dean Wickard in sixth, Aaron Walpole, Nicholas Amadio, and John Andrews in the top 10 right now. Tristan Allen, I think he fell back position during that whole Salzman incident. Speaking of Salzman, I think he has a slower car than the rest of the guys. I think he got a little bit of front end damage to that thing, and that's not good. You had a second place finish going, and then you just lost it. And it looks like the way it's going, I mean, he might be able to get it fixed, get back out there, but he's going to be deep in the field, and that's really going to hurt him for the next few segments. I mean, it's kind of hard to move your way up through the field here, but we'll see how it all plays out. We got Justin Roberts here in the 06, Max Newworth here. Got Darlin Kenyon, Daniel Voiles, Lewis Stevens, Jack Morris, Elijah Gordon, Mason Powers, Cameron Garlington, Abe Troxel, Caleb Hoffman, Stuart Gratton, Trey Bartow back here, Garrett Pick, Kevin Gandara, Christian Master, Blaine Keys, Cameron Gaju, Reagan Whitlock, John Arndt, Dale Salzman, and I never saw Riley White in there, but I think somebody hit the wall. I think it was Justin Roberts in the 06. Hit the wall coming out of the last turn there. There's Riley White, doing a good job in that car. We got Zachary Fitzwater, Tristan Folks, and Tristan Allen back in here. Kind of all in this lead group of cars. They're all right on each other, too, and that's, good product for passing. Here comes Dean Wickard on Eric Almenhart. It actually looks to me like Dallio also got by Almenhart as well. And Almenhart now under pressure from Aaron Walpole for that place is, I don't know. If I'm not mistaken, Almenhart might have hit the wall coming out of the final turn. I'm not entirely sure. I had no cameras to see it. He's fourth, he's third, he's fifth, he's sixth. Almenhart now losing seventh to Nicholas Amadio. Nicholas Amadio is going to move up position here. And Almenhart falls back to eighth in the number 64. Biff Crafton has gotten second from Jesse Turner. Jesse Turner falling back a little bit in the number 27 here. Coming out through that, that's a really dangerous thing to do through that chicane, is like moving around all over the place, but that's what they were doing, and hard in the wall goes somebody. I think that is Zachary Fitzwater, and Riley White was right with him. Hard hit coming out of the corner there. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to knock him out or what. It's the second time we've seen that today where they've just flown out of the first chicane and smacked that wall. Doesn't look like it might be hurting them. I think it is hurting them, because you see here is Max and Newworth trying to get by these guys, and they're going to go three wide. No, they're not. Heading into the second chicane. I mean, we got this group of cars here, and I'm wondering if Jesse Turner has a problem, because he's slowing down in that number 27. It looks like, he has some left side damage to his car in that number 27. So Aaron Walpole has gotten by him. So has Matt Dallio, Dean Wickard, Biff Crafton Biff Crafton was not. Yeah, Biff Crafton was behind him. You got Dean Wickard, Matt Dallio, Aaron Walpole, then Jesse Turner. You look at the speeds on Turner's car. They're a little slower than the cars in front of him. You got John Andrews here in the 07, moving his way up a little bit. Nicholas Amadio falling back a little bit. You got Tristan Allen, Tristan Folks, Tyler Salzman. It's like Salzman's kind of found his speed again, so that's good to see that team get that speed on the car again. Eric Almenhart has fallen back a lot in the number 64, but he kind of falls with Salzman. And then we got Max Newworth back here, who was behind Riley White and those guys. Darlin Kenyon, Justin Roberts here, Zachary Fitzwater, Riley White. Looks like these guys have kind of found a spot for now. Lewis Stevens in the 49. Jack Morris making his first career start on Napa Fan. He's actually an owner in the Aero Electric Pro Series. He owns Morris Motorsports, the number 2 and the 22 over there. And taking a spin in this car for the 6 hours of Le Mans. Mason Powers in the 11. Good to see him here. Daniel Voiles, Cameron Garlington, Elijah Gordon, Caleb Hoffman, Stuart Gratton, Abe Troxel, Trey Bartow, Kevin Gandara, Christian Master, Reagan Whitlock, Garrett Pick, Blaine Keys. Something might have happened to Salzman in a 9. Got Cameron Gaju back here and John Arndt. I remember in the first lap there, Arndt did hit the wall there coming out of the first chicane, so that's slowing him down. I'm not exactly sure what could have happened to Cameron Gaju, though, in the number 60. But he's deep in the field right now. But the whole thing is if you want to advance to round number 2, all you got to do is be running on the track. You can be multiple laps down, but you get right back on the lead lap for the next segment. I know that kind of isn't that fair, but you know what? There really isn't much I can do about that. It's just kind of how it is. See everybody coming into the final turn and crossing the line to start lap number 4 of segment 1. And here J.L. Alonso has pulled out to a huge lead in this number 84. And all thanks to mistakes from second place on backward. And he just raced his fastest lap as well in this number 84, so that's helping him as well. And I hope this is working. Okay, it is. One of those moments where you realize that the little bar on Bandicam really isn't moving that much, but you're not talking, but you're still freaking out, thinking, oh no, is the, thing just recording the sound of the race? And I'm hoping that's not what it is, but it's not. It's just the way it is. I don't know. So there you see the gap between Joe Larvin Alonso and Biff Crafton. And it is a very big gap. And this is kind of what we will see in all of the segments. We'll see these guys pull out to this huge lead. And they'll stay out there for pretty much the whole race. I was thinking of actually showing you guys qualifying, but just didn't feel like it. I mean, I kind of felt that qualifying is a very important thing here. Starting up front is pretty major. As we saw here, Joe Larvin Alonso, we see how far out he is right now. He started second, and the more you stay out front, throughout this whole race, the more likely you're going to win. And, the more you're out front, the less likely you are to make a mistake because you don't have anybody to pass. And, these guys behind you will do anything in the world to try to pass the car in front of them. And it usually doesn't work too well for them. Dean Wickard is up to 3rd place. Matt Dalio is in 4th, and John Andrews is in 5th place. Take a look and see what happened to some guys. Salzman's moving his way back up a little bit in this number 34. We got Eric Almenhart. Jesse Turner. We might have had a problem. Oh my goodness, we did have a very big problem. We had a crash. We will review this. And it is involving Riley White, Cameron Garlington, Jack Morris, and Stuart Gratton. And it was through the first chicane. So what happened here? Riley White got clipped by Jack Morris, and they went hard into the fence. Now, I think that was a separate incident from the other 2 guys that were involved. Possibly. Oh, yeah, look at this. Oh, man, they got clogged up, and that really sent a lot of guys into the wall. This is a huge crash that happened coming out of the chicane. Garlington got clipped by somebody. That clogged the field up, and you just see what happens to Garlington. See, the 4 there got involved a little bit. Look at that. Track is clogged up. The 4 is, who is the 4? Come on, get to the 4, will you? That's the Elijah Gordon, number 4. It's like guys like Dale Salzman were involved in this as well. Actually, no, he wasn't. See Riley White there with his problem. And, kind of get to a better angle here, maybe. That's not a better angle. But this is going to show us here what happened to Cameron Garlington. Well, come on, pause. Okay, so you see Daniel Voiles here. That's the one he gets clipped by here. You saw that separate incident, and he goes right into the wall and clogs the field up for Stuart Gratton. And then ahead, Daniel Voiles went around. They're slow and a little bit of ARCA brakes in GT Le Mans. Trey Bartow got some of that, and you see all these guys here, they're all lined up. And you see the guys in the pit road, Stuart Gratton, Jack Morris, Cameron Garlington, and Riley White. They're all most likely out of the race, only unless they can get their cars back out onto the racetrack. We'll see if they can do that later on, but huge crash. Very huge crash. See Almenhart here trying to get past Tyler Selsman, but can't quite pull it off quite yet. You see, this 84 is just gone. He came here, knowing that he started on that front row. He wanted to take that lead early and just stay out there for this first segment. And that's definitely what he's done. Of course, this is early on in the race. And we've probably already gone through all this. I don't know. So we had that crash. Crash might have... I really don't know. This is gonna be a little longer than an hour. I just let you guys know because I did go back and review what happened there. That shouldn't have happened. Let's see. We'll go to the live. So this all happened, when we were reviewing. Okay, whatever. I shouldn't do that. Anyway, we're on lap 5 now. I do want to get to the live, but you know what? We haven't seen any of this yet, so that's just how it is. I'm sorry. So here, Joe Larvin Alonso still out front. Biff Crafton is in second place. Dean Wickard not too far behind him, and Matt Dallio not too far behind Dean Wickard. We got John Andrews, Nicholas Samadio, Tristan Allen, Tristan Folks, Tyler Selsman, and Eric Almenhart. Now, what I originally did was try to find Jesse Turner. He's nowhere to be found. And quite ironically, we only have a few cars on the track now. And we actually have pit stops going on. So, interesting strategy going on here. Troxel and... who's that? Troxel and Gordon are coming in. Actually, they were involved in that crash. So they're probably repairing their damage. Hopefully that's all they're doing. Little incident there. All those guys are right around the same area on the pit road. And right now, I think we only have 28 cars on the racetrack of the 36 that started today. So that's quite a bit to eliminate in the first segment. I didn't think we were going to eliminate that many drivers, but it could be possible. Of course, we got Elijah Gordon and Abe Troxel just repairing their cars for now. Not sure, Elijah Gordon might have a little more damage than Troxel. So Troxel's going to be 29th, and Elijah Gordon's going to be 30th. So we've knocked out 6 guys. Aaron Smith, Riley White, Garlington, Morris, and Gratton. And I'm thinking something happened to Jesse Turner because I don't see him on the racetrack. And he's out. We don't know what happened to him, but he is out of the race. And that's 2 of them that are officially out. Now, those other 4 guys are on the pit road, but they could get it repaired on the pit road and come back out. You don't know quite yet what they're going to do. But Jesse Turner, that's a tough one for that team because they were up front in that race. And early on in segment 1, they have some sort of issue. They might have crashed somewhere along the racetrack, and I'm not sure if they did or not, but they're out of the race, and they're not going to be racing in the next segment. So I say, the fact that we're not live kind of messes up with the time here, but kind of had to review that. By the way, there are no cautions, if you didn't figure that out already. There are no cautions, because if we had a caution, it would take, a long time to go through the caution laps, and I don't really want to do that. Now this little battle's here close. Look at this. Tristan Allen's right on the back bumper of Nicholas Samadia, so he might get a position here at that number 72. Both of those guys, all these guys just raced their fastest laps. Their laps are getting faster for some reason. Now, Alonso's the only one that hasn't raced the fastest lap of this past lap. His fastest lap. This past lap. I don't know. But, when the traffic all clears up, it really helps you. to just concentrate on what you're doing, and you get good lap times. Anyway, it's possible that these guys... No, sorry, actually, those first two guys that came in, Elijah Gordon and Abe Troxel, they were just in because they needed to repair some damage to their cars, so that's why they came into the pit road. So, all four of those guys involved in that crash still in the pit road. And if they are on the pit road and they... Oh no! Alonso hard into the wall! My goodness gracious, he overshot the final turn. Hopefully he gets out of the way and nobody else is involved, but I might have had it set just a little too high. I'm not going to change it or anything because it's kind of too late, but you see the 84 stuck in the pit road wall. He's going to go to the pits, and hopefully they can get that one fixed so he can come back out, and that's how quickly things can change here at Le Mans. New leader, Biff Crafton in the 43. Tough break for that team. I mean, we're knocking out a lot of guys, and we might tone it down for the second segment. Somebody's coming in, that's Zachary Fitzwater. Yeah, I know they drive through the sand and all that, trying to come into the pit road, but you know what? This is the best Le Mans that we have in NR 2003, so just deal with it. Yeah, I do remember Fitzwater hitting that wall out of the chicane at one point. So he's coming in to hit his pit stall, getting some tires on that car. Guys, really haven't talked about much. Blaine Keys in the 36, Garrett Pick in the 01. They're deep in the field right now, but I really haven't seen them get involved in anything. We've got John Arndt here and Cameron Gaju. John Arndt, okay, they're on the same lap, so why is it saying that John Arndt's a position behind Gaju? I guess Gaju, I really don't know. Somebody might have hit the pit road there. Okay, Alonso coming back out onto the racetrack, so he's not out, so that's a good thing at least. He's not going to be eliminated, so he's going to be able to continue racing on here today, but he just crashed from the lead, and that's a tough one there for that team. So he's right now running in 27th. I think Fitzwater's going to get 28th here, and somebody else is in the pit road. Daniel Voiles in the number 55, and that's just a routine pit stop, I think, for that team. And I'm kind of interesting here. Like, these guys are like trying to pit like right when they don't have to pit again. I think it's about like a 10-lap fuel window for this race, and they're pitting on lap number 6. Like, they're pitting like right on time. So what they're hoping is that, you know, these guys here racing for the lead come in the pit, you know, like about lap 10 or so, and they actually can take the lead from them and stay out the rest of the race. The rest of the segment, I should say, not the rest of the race, but the rest of the segment, and get that lead for segment number 2. It might help because, you know, as hard as it is to pass here at Le Mans, you know, you can still move your way up through all these segments, and that's a good way to do it. And if you start up front for a segment, you got a great shot at starting up front for the next segment, and then that just keeps on building up until the last segment. You know, it's going to really work well for these guys. Kind of feel bad this thing isn't live right now. But I did review that, and that did take away from it. I wish there was like a live button. I don't want to give anything away, so we'll just keep on going, you know. It's going to be a little more than an hour, I'm sorry. That's just kind of how it is. We're almost halfway through this. We're almost to the like 30-minute mark of this recording. And we're on lap 6 of 16, so yeah, it's going to be a lot more than 1 hour. I shouldn't have reviewed that. That's my problem. No more reviewing, even if it's a big crash. No more reviewing because it's going to mess everything up. Anyway, Biff Crafton, now the leader, but Dean Wickert is not too far behind him in this number 88. And this is kind of something you can see, like, Dean Wickert, he started like 7th or 8th. You know, so that kind of shows that you can move your way up from that position to get up to the lead. You gotta make sure you don't overshoot this corner. Biff Crafton coming a little close, and he hit it, and he's around. They're overshooting that corner, especially when they are the leader, and Dean Wickert, the new leader here at Le Mans. Very, very interesting. Dalio up to 2nd place, John Andrews up to 3rd, and Sam Badillo and Crafton are racing side by side for 4th. We'll follow this battle here. still side by side. But Sam Adio's going to pull it off, or is he? And Crafton's trying to get a run on him through that corner there, but he just couldn't do it, and I think he's going to file behind Sam Adio. So Biff Crafton from the lead crashes, spins around, slows his momentum down a lot, and he falls back to fifth. Tristan Allen is 6th. Tristan Folks is 7th. Eric Almenhart is 8th. Max Newirth is 9th. Lewis Stevens is 10th. Darlin Kenyon is 11th. 12th is Mason Powers. 13th is Trey Bartow. 14th is Caleb Hoffman. Reagan Whitlock is 15th. Dale Salzman is 16th. Tyler Selsman, I think he might have pitted, because he's a little ways behind the leaders here. You got Justin Roberts, he might have pitted, so might have Aaron Walpole in the 3. Then we got here Joe Arvin Alonso. He's on the lead lap, so he's behind these guys. Interestingly enough, it doesn't show his last lap time. I don't know why. We have Christian Master in the 99. Blaney Keys, Zachary Fitzwater, and Garrett Pick racing for position. Cameron Gaju, John Arndt, Kevin Gandara, Elijah Gordon, Daniel Voiles, Abe Troxel back in the pit road again, and it looks like those guys involved in that crash are out of the pit road now, so it's the end of their day for the 6 hours of Le Mans. That's a tough one for those 4 drivers. I mean, they're knocking out a lot of guys here. We got a good battle here. Comes the 07 underneath of Matt Dallio for second place. This race has turned out to be a lot better than I thought it would be. I mean, we're seeing a lot more passing than I expected. We haven't gotten to the pit stops yet, which that could definitely shake some things up. But we'll figure it all out when we get there. So we're still about 3 laps until we make pit stops. Of course, some guys I think have already made pit stops. They like Kevin Gandara and Zachary Fitzwater, Garrett Pick. I think these guys have already made stops, and I think they're back in there. And we know for sure, I'm pretty sure Alonso, he's kind of already made his stop. So he might be able to go the whole way in this segment. And just keep in mind, this is just segment number 1. You know, we still got 5 more segments to go after this one. And just winning this segment just means you're going to start on pole for the next segment. And it's just kind of like a caution, really, when you think about it. Like a competition caution at the end of the race, end of the segment. That's pretty much what it is. We'll see if Dean Wicker comes in here. He's not. We'll see if anybody else comes in. Doesn't look like any of the leaders. Oh! How about that jinx? Oh, Matt Dallio, he spun coming into the pit road. And usually when they do that, it doesn't work too well for him. And that's a penalty, technically, to spin like that into the pit road. And you can see kind of... I don't know, really. I just don't know. That pit road's a little messed up. Biff Crafton also in, and he was the one who hit the wall. We see other guys like Eric Almenhart and Max Newirth coming in. Then we got Darlin Kenyon in the 7 coming in as well. And Dallio's in. Got a little damage from that. See, he's going to take some tires on that car. Of course, you want to put 4 fresh sets of whatever tire they use here on. Because I don't know what tire they use. I don't think it's Goodyear. I think it might be Continental tires. It might be different between teams. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, leader is still Dean Wickard in the number 88. Now second is John Andrews. Nicholas Amadio up to 3rd. Tristan Folks in 4th place in the number 22. And Tristan Allen in 5th in the number 72. And Lewis Stevens is 6th. Mason Powers is 7th. Reagan Whitlock is 8th. Dale Salzman is 9th. Eric Almenhart is 10th. I do remember Almenhart coming in. I think he might have already I don't think he did come in yet. Crafton's out. Matt Dallio's out. Max Newirth is out. Okay, all those guys that came in that time are out. And Eric Almenhart beat them all. So Almenhart with a really good stop on that number 64. And Hopefully they didn't miss something on that car, because if they did, they're going to have to come back in and fix it. And I'm realizing that this is not taking up near the gigabyte space as the Indianapolis 200 did. I mean, Indianapolis 200, you saw that on Sunday, and that was, how long was that? Was that about an hour and 15 minutes? So, and it was like 10 gigabytes. I'm up to 35 minutes and about 3 gigabytes right now. So that's pretty good. I like that. You know, it usually works anyway. You know, quite ironically, the fewer the gigabytes it takes up, the fewer the storage it takes up for a Bandicam file like to record, for me at least, I'm not sure if this is true or not, the better the video quality and the frame rate is. Don't ask me why, but that's just how it is. Story of my life. And we're going to be halfway through segment 1 when we cross the line next time by. We've seen quite a bit of action on the racetrack so far in segment 1. But, of course, as I said, we only have 5 segments left to go after this segment, and this is just kind of setting up for that final segment. The final segment is going to be the most important segment of the day, and you guys will see that a while from now. Is that Johnny Bravo in the car? Almost looked like Johnny Bravo was on the side of that car, like upside down or something. I don't know. Anyway, got John Andrews in the 07 here, running second, and they're kind of closing up to Dean Wickard here in the number 88. I don't know. I see the weirdest things. Tristan Folks in fourth, Tristan Allen still in fifth. You know, same top 10 as we went through it. It's Reagan Whitlock, and then we got the guys who came in and pitted. Eric Almenhart leads them with Biff Crafton, Matt Delia, Max Newworth, Darlin Kenyon. I think probably Tyler Sussman probably came in with these guys too. Don't know about Justin Roberts or Aaron Walpole. Trey Bartow here, Caleb Hoffman, Christian Master, Blaine Keys, Garrett Pick, Cameron Gaju, Zachary Fitzwater, John Arndt, Kevin Gandara, Hairgel Arvin Alonzo. Now, he might be good. I'm not entirely sure, but he might be good to go. Not entirely sure. And same might be for like Elijah Gordon, maybe. No, it was Aaron Walpole. It was Aaron Walpole that came in the pit pretty early. And Walpole's right now running, I don't know if that's right or not, because the laps are so long, you know, they reset a little ticker of where they are every lap. So, Aaron Walpole running 19th right now, as the last time around, but it's probably different now. Selzman for run on Darlin Kenyon. You saw the Indianapolis 200 when Selzman kind of got a lap down there. He was very, very fast in that race, and he really put on a good show there. I mean, that was kind of interesting, that Indianapolis 200. But you just see him pass everybody. Even though he was a lap down, he just passed them like nobody's watching. If that made sense. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Reagan Whitlock is in the pit road right now. Looks like he's the only one in. Oh, no! Tristan Allen, I think he probably hit the pit road coming out of turn. He probably hit the wall coming out of the infamous final turn there. And we're definitely going to have to. I don't know. We're probably going to have to keep it that way. Anyway, our leader, Dean Wickard, is in the pit road right now. Now, I don't know if he hit anything. Looks like oh my goodness, yes he did. They're taking the hood off of that car. So, I think Dean Wickard, he might have had a bad pit road entry, and he is losing a lot of time, and that's going to give the lead to, wait for it, John Andrews in the 07. And this has become more of a crash fest, sort of, because you see that final turn, they always hit it. Coming out, at least one car hits it every lap. You know, that's going to knock out a lot of guys. How many got on the track? Dean Wickard's back out on the racetrack, so good thing about here, it's kind of hard to lose a lap. A tough one for Dean Wickard, and that number 88 just got to stay out on the racetrack. As long as he stays out on the racetrack, he's good. We've got 29, so that's 7 guys that we've eliminated in this segment. That is a lot. 7 guys that won't be in segment 2. I mean, already, we're knocking on way too many people. I think I might have set, let me see, I had it set to 103. Let me go to my notes here. And 6 hours Le Mans, 102. That is why. Okay, my bad. Sorry, guys. But yeah, we will set it to 102 for segment number 2, and every segment from there then on out, because I think we are eliminating too many guys. If we keep this up, we're only going to have like 10 guys left in the final segment. I really don't want that. So my apologies to everyone who has crashed. The strength is set a little high, but we all make mistakes. Sorry. Anyway, hopefully we won't have anybody else get knocked out, because I don't want that. Only 6 guys are knocked out, because we got Abe Troxel here as well. He's just having troubles. He's still on the lead lap, but barely. But anyway, I think we're going to see guys like John Andrews, Nicholas Amadio come in here. And actually, all the pit road issues that you are seeing does not have to do with the strength. It's just the way this track is, I guess you could say, the way this track is built. And you know what? You might actually see the second segment an hour and a half after this one, just because this one's taking a little while. And here comes Andrews. You can tell he's coming in. So is Nicholas Amadio. Hopefully they don't screw up coming in, and neither of them do, so good. See if this guy comes in, Tristan Folks, and he is the 22, but he's going to screw it up coming in. Matt Dalio had that same problem. I mean, it's not really the worst of problems, but he does get a slight penalty for it. We'll just say that. They kind of dissipate out, and then they pop back up in the pit road. Right there. So that's kind of their penalty for screwing up the pit road, if you know what I mean. So nothing really happens to him, but that's just what happens. And somebody else came in. That's Mason Powers in the 11. He's in the pit road. Lewis Stevens is in. John Andrews, Nicholas Amadio. Got Tristan Folks on the racetrack, or on the pit road. Got Dale Salzman coming in the 9. And he doesn't have any problems, so good for him. And this is going to start off the guys who came in the first time. And you know what? Eric Almenhart might take this lead. God, I mean, I think that's a big problem. And Biff Crafton, yeah, he's going to smack it a little bit there. That's probably one of the worst problems we're having. And we see, oh no, somebody really got it. That's Dalio. It's Matt Dalio in the number 20, and he overshot it and hit the pit road wall. Tristan Folks, oh my goodness. 1% does a lot in this game, if you didn't realize. And this was meant to go to 102%. I really feel bad about not doing it right. Of course, Eric Almenhart's not going to get to the leaders. And the new leader right now is Nicholas Amadio in the number 40. So we've seen a lot of lead changes in this race. I mean, 103 is good if you just don't have the final turn problem. And as long as you didn't have that, I would keep it at 103, because we don't really have any other major problems anywhere else. But it's just that final turn. They come and hit that, and it doesn't work. It just never works. I don't know. I think Dalio got it. I think Dalio is out now, and it's another driver that's going to be knocked out. Quite a few guys are going to be knocked out of this race. And I hope we don't knock out anymore, actually, because I really want to get as many people as possible in the next segment, but this is kind of how it is. I think we got probably 29 on the racetrack now. Oh, man, that just sucks. Lewis Stevens is in third place in this number 49. I don't know where he came from. Mason Powers is fourth, and I mean, we just really shuffled things up on that set. I mean, Eric Almenhart, he had that problem earlier. He kind of fell back a little bit. Now he's up to fifth place again. Biff Crafton is in sixth. Max Newworth is seventh. Darlin Kenyon is eighth. Justin Roberts is ninth. And Tyler Selzman kind of still in this thing. Getting passed by Aaron Walpole, though. Trey Bartow, Caleb Hoffman, Reagan Whitlock, Christian Master, Cameron Gaju, John Arndt, Zachary Fitzwater, Tristan Folks had that problem coming into the pit road. That's a major thing if you screw that up. Kevin Gandara, Dale Salzman, Dean Wickard, Joe Larvin Alonzo, Blaine Keys, Garrett Pick, Elijah Gordon, and Abe Troxel and Daniel Voiles. Daniel Voiles is listed as 28th right now, so 29 cars on the racetrack. 7 to the garage so far. Or is that Australian guy that NBC Sports has, the garage? That's weird. And my apologies to my Australian friends. Sorry. I should not offend anybody with that. But it's just kind of odd how people just say things differently. I was watching what it was like the Kentucky practice, I think, and he said garage. I'm like, what are you saying? And like, oh, garage, you mean? We say garage here in America, not garage. There's something like that. But he's a really good announcer. I hope he announces a race soon because he's a really good announcer. Mason Powers here. Eric Almenhart. Eric Almenhart's right on the back bumper of Mason Powers. He might pass him here before this lap is over. He's really on his back bumper. They always scare me when they come through that turn. I mean, I don't want them to hit that pit road wall. I don't want to knock out any more people. We'll see how Lewis Stevens does. And lead looks good. Mason Powers. Eric Almenhart, they get through it. Oh boy, Crathton came close, and there goes Neuwirth. Fortunately for Neuwirth, that wasn't as serious as when Dalio hit it. Dalio got flipped over, and he hit somebody as well. I don't know who Dalio hit, though. I meant to check that. But Dalio hit somebody. Whoever he hit had a lot of front-end damage. You got Aaron Walpole, Trey Bartow. Oh, Caleb Hoffman now hit it. But he's still going to go. The PTA physics bounce, if you never noticed that. Got Tyler Selzman coming in. That was the guy he hit. So when Matt Dalio hit that pit road wall, he smashed right in the Tyler Selzman, and a lot of front-end damage to that car. Hopefully they can get it fixed, hit the hood off of that one, and continue racing here in the 6 hours. Hopefully they just don't go completely out. I mean, if he was able to race the thing back to the pit road, he shouldn't have to go out. Hopefully. Got John Arndt in the pits. I'm not sure if he has a problem or not, but you remember the first lap, he came out of the first chicane and smacked the wall. Schmacked. Why do I keep on saying schmacked? I don't know why. And John Arndt's okay. That's good to see. And Tyler Selzman got that hood off in that car, so he's still out on the racetrack. Tristan Folks, he had that problem coming into the pit road, but he's running okay now, and he's going to get a whole new hood for segment 2, so that's good. And it doesn't look like anybody's going a lap down yet. No, nobody's a lap down. Got Elijah Gordon and Abe Troxel and Daniel Voiles close. Sort of close to our leader, but they're still far ahead, and they've got Abe Troxel coming in again. I think he's making a lot of pit stops. Daniel Voiles, Elijah Gordon. And, this is just the first segment, and we've seen a lot of passing. You remember Salzman, he was kind of getting up there in the field in that number 9. Of course, he had that problem on the pit road a little bit there. Or he had some sort of problem. He got fell back on the pit stop. But, anyway, he started really deep in the field. As a matter of fact, in qualifying, he didn't even get a qualifying time in. Probably crashed in qualifying or something. But the whole thing is, he was up there in the top 10, and he started deep in the field. So we see a lot of passing here. So just getting to the next segment is something a lot of these guys want to do. And I definitely think everybody still has a very good shot as long as you're still running. If you're out, you're out. That's it. Sorry. But anyway, if you're still out on the racetrack right now, you're good to go. As long as you keep it that way, you're going to be in segment 2 and should be pretty good. I mean, you can definitely get up front in these segments. And if anybody happens to watch this whole thing from end to end, you are totally awesome. Just to let you know. Nicholas Amadeo still out front in the number 40. John Andrews in second place in the number 07. Lewis Stevens in the 49 still running third. Mason Powers kind of held off Eric Almenhart there. You remember Almenhart kind of closed up to the back bumper of him earlier. But he's able to pull away. Mason Powers is. Got Biff Crafton running 6th right now after starting on the pole for this event. He's hit that last turn wall a couple times, but he's generally done okay for this race in that number 43. Darlin Kenyon in the number 7. running in 7th. Justin Roberts running 8th. Max Newworth running 9th. Aaron Walpole running 10th. Trey Bartow running 11th. Caleb Hoffman running 12th. Reagan Whitlock running 13th. Christian Master running 14th. Cameron Gaju running 15th. Kevin Gandara running 16th. Dale Salzman running 17th. 18th is Zachary Fitzwater. 19th is Tyler Salzman. Blaine Keys is 20th. Tristan Folks is 21st. Dean Wickard is 22nd. John Arndt is 23rd. 24th is Garrett Pick. 25th is Elijah Gordon. 26th is Daniel Voiles. 27th is Abe Troxel. And that's it. Oh my. Christian Master. Yeah, he got spun around there. I don't see here Joe Larvin Alonso on the track anymore. He was leading a lot of the beginning of this race, and he might have hit that turn 1 wall. And I mean, this is ridiculous how many drivers we've eliminated in this segment. I mean, oh, come on. Just come on. Really, guys? Stop hitting that wall. I don't think I see Alonso on the track anymore. Let's see here. I don't know. Why did they get all quiet all of a sudden? Yeah, let's do this. Alonso drove the 84. And, yeah, he's gone. I don't know what happened to him. We'll see. We got somebody here. That's Zachary Fitzwater with a lot of front-end damage. We went to TV2 cam. I don't know why I changed the cameras. So now I think we only have 28 cars on the racetrack. So that would have been, that's 8 drivers that we've eliminated. And we will go to 102% for segment 2, just to let you guys know, because this is a little too much for me, I think. And again, we greatly apologize for the inconvenience for the guys who crashed. Some of those shouldn't have happened. I mean, then again, it's completely random. This only thing is, it wouldn't have happened if it weren't for the 103%. I mean, it could have still happened. But we needed to have this thing at 102 and not at 103. And they come really, really close to that final. Those tires, they just stick out. They come too close to hitting it. And I think something happened to Nicholas Amadio, because John Andrews is now out front in the 07. We apologize for not getting that, but John Andrews, the new leader here in the 6 Hours of Le Mans, trying to win segment 1 so he can start on the pole position for segment 2. And we've had a very interesting race. Right now, 27 cars on the racetrack. 9 drivers with problems. I don't think Fitzwater made it. We should not have gotten rid of this many guys. I mean, we eliminated way too many people here in segment number 1, and again, we apologize. It should not have happened, but there really isn't much we can do about that now. We're way too far into this thing to redo it. And John Andrews in the number 07 remains out front in his car after he passed Nicholas Amadio. Matter of fact, I think Amadio probably hit the final turn wall, the infamous final turn wall. I mean, they come very, very close to hitting that thing. Oh, Amadio's going to hit it again. And they overshoot it each time. And I mean, it's just like right throughout there. It's just like they just go high. They kind of drift up the racetrack coming out of this turn. I just don't get it. Kenyon smacked it a little bit there. It looks like Eric Almenhart and Justin Roberts are coming into the pit road. Max Newworth going to grab a position there after Darlene Kenyon hit the wall. Aaron Walpole, Reagan Whitlock, Christian Master, Cameron Gaju, Dale Salzman, Kevin Gandara, Caleb Hoffman, Tyler Salzman, Blaine Keys, John Arndt, Dean Wickard, Tristan Folks, Garrett Pick, Elijah Gordon, Daniel Voiles, Abe Troxel still on the racetrack. And our leader, John Andrews, looking to win segment number 1. in the Goodyear 6 Hours of Le Mans. He's got a really fast car on this 07. And when he's exiting the chicane, Nicholas Amadeo is entering, so he's out front by a lot. And I think Amadeo, he's hit the pit road wall. Well, not the pit road wall, the final turn wall there, past 2 times. He's gone around, and I think that slowed him down. And Lewis Stevens is starting to close up to him here. And this is for a front row start in segment 2. If you get a front row start, you saw Hairgel Arvin Alonso earlier in the segment do that, where he took the lead early. Of course, he's out of the race now after crashing. I just pray to God we don't have anyone else get knocked out, because I just don't want to knock out 10 guys in the first segment. That's ridiculous. We've eliminated 9 so far. We better not eliminate any more, or I'm going to be unhappy. So, John Andrews, it's going to be 3 laps to go when we cross the line next time by. And Andrews definitely looks to have this one in the bag now, that he's put a big distance between him and Nicholas Amadeo. But that final turn has ruined a lot of guys' days, and I kind of hate it for everybody that has happened. But, that's just the way it is, I keep on telling myself that, out loud so you guys can hear it, But anyway, Lewis Stevens, he's trying to close up the Nicholas Amadeo here for second. He's coming close in this number 49. Amadeo, the past couple of laps have not been too good for him. Lewis Stevens just raced his fastest lap. Last full lap he ran was his fastest lap of the race. So he did a good job there in that number 49. Mason Powers, he's looking pretty good in this number 11. And Biff Kraftensar on the pole, running 5th. Max Neuwirth running 6th. Darlene Kenyon running 7th. Trey Bartow running in 8th. Reagan Whitlock in 9th. And Aaron Walpole rounds out the top 10. Now 26 cars are left. Somebody else got it, and I don't know who it was, but somebody else got it. And Andrews in the wall. He's around. We'll see if he can get this thing back and running before Amadeo comes. And there goes the 40. He's going to take the lead back from John Andrews, and Stevens is going to get second. So basically, this first segment was just survive, basically. I mean, that's what it kind of is for segment 1, but they've kind of knocked themselves out a lot today. I mean, we've gotten 10 drivers to get eliminated so far, and that's just wrong. And I feel that it's my fault that all those guys are out now. I mean, 10 guys is a lot for just the first segment. It's not like, this is halfway through and we've eliminated 10. This is a 1/6 of the way through, and then we've eliminated 10. We're not even a 1/6 of the way through this race, and we've eliminated 10 drivers. And the percentage will go down to 102% for the next 5 segments. I can assure you that. That's actually how it should have been for this one, but turns out that is not the case. Because in my notes it said 102%, and I thought it was 103, just too lazy to look at the note and see what it was. I'm sorry. I'm just upset that I messed it all up for you guys. Can't get anything right. Yeah, but at least I'm a nice guy, that I have that going for me. Didn't used to, but now I do. It's a pretty good race for the lead now, I think, because these guys are all right on each other. And, this is for the pole in segment 2. How they finish is how they'll line up for segment 2. When we cross the line next time by, there'll be 2 laps to go. So we're coming really close to the finish of this one here. Well, for segment 1 at least. You guys will see the whole thing today. I'm not recording it all in one day. And here we go. Pass for the lead. Lewis Stevens underneath of Nicholas Amadeo. He got a run. Trying to do it through the really tight turn. Can he do it? Oh boy, he's close. He couldn't do it though. Stevens wants to get that pole. Don't remember where he started or anything. Here he goes again. And he's got a right-hand turn this time, so it's going to go to his advantage. And there he goes. Lewis Stevens, the new leader here in the 6 Hours of Le Mans. We've had quite a few leaders in this race. I didn't expect this many, but we've had quite a few. And I do like that. That's one good thing about this 103%, that we get a little more passing than we would at 102, but we've had too many crashes, too many guys getting knocked out when they shouldn't have gotten knocked out. This is more of a consistency race, not press your luck, you know? Because basically that's what it's been here in segment 1. It's just press your luck, you know? Because, like, I don't know how many, like... I'm sorry I keep on talking about it. I just really feel bad about it. I don't know. I just feel bad. It should not have been like that. Mason Bowers has just been in 4th place, like, this whole time. You know, like, I don't care about anybody else. I'm just running really smoothly here in 4th place. Nobody's around me. That's good. That's how I like it, you know. And 4th place finish is very respectable. Of course, that's just the first segment, of course. We still got 5 more to go. Lewis Stevens. And I think now, like, we got John Andrews closing up on Nicholas Amadeo. Daytona 500 winner in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. So we should expect him to be pretty good, and that was not good for John Andrews. And that's going to give Mason Powers 2nd place, or 3rd place, I should say. John Andrews is going to continue to go, so as long as that's the case, he's still going to be in this thing. Here's 5th place, Biff Crafton, miles behind the leader. Well, not miles, but quite a long way behind the leader. We got Max Newworth here in the number 71. Trey Bartow up in the Darling Kenyon, and that, okay, there's where he is. And I'm just following these guys, making sure they get through it here. They're coming close, but you just got to get a handle for this. This is like the hardest turn of the whole course, the final one. And way too many people overshoot it. Darling Kenyon there, Eric Almenhart. You got Dale Salzman. I mean, Salzman, as I said earlier, he started deep in the field for this race. He's kind of moved his way up to the top 13 now. And he's looking really good in this number 9. Walpole's now in the pits, so it could be that pit strategy for those guys. Didn't really work out, and end up having to make 2 stops in the race. Got Hoffman here in the 38, like Mr. Quiet. I really haven't talked about him at all this whole race, but Caleb Hoffman right now running 15th. I think he hit the final turn wall at least once. Gandara still running. Blaine Key still running. Aaron Walpole, he was just in the pits. I swear, he was just in the pits. And then he's all of a sudden on the racetrack. What is this, a Twilight Zone? Christian Master, these kind of guys in the middle. They've avoided everything, but they haven't been seen. With the exception of Aaron Walpole, he's kind of been in the top 10. But Christian Master, Blaine Keys, Kevin Gandara, and Caleb Hoffman, the Silent Four. Let's just say that they really haven't seen much of them. Got John Arndt. I mean, we've kind of talked about him a little bit. You saw that crash he had on the first lap. Garrett Pick, Tyler Selzman, Dean Wickard, Tristan Folks, Elijah Gordon, Daniel Voiles, Abe Troxel, and that's it. 26 cars on the racetrack. And they are led by Lewis Stevens in the number 49. And next time by, it is the white flag in segment 1. So this is probably going to be about an hour 10 minutes, I say. Yeah, that's a good estimate, because the times for these laps are just under 4 minutes on average, so that's pretty good. And we add that extra lap so we can ensure we have at least an hour of racing for each segment. So, because if we actually had 15 laps, it would probably go just a little shorter than an hour long. Of course, this video has gone longer than an hour, but got all the opening stuff and all that. You got to put all that into perspective. I'm kind of surprised at this finish. You got to really think here. Where did these guys kind of come from? I mean, we hadn't seen Lewis Stevens pretty much the whole race until that final set of pit stops, and when these three guys that really haven't been seen all race long, John Andrews, Nicholas Amadeo, and of course Lewis Stevens, got up there. Same kind of goes for Mason Powers. He really hasn't been around anybody, but he's up here looking for a third-place finish, start third place for segment 2. That's a great place to be. Lewis Stevens running in first place. And that's going to slow him down a little bit. As he takes the white flag in segment 1, Nicholas Amadeo is going to close in a little bit. But you just got to make sure you get it done on the final lap. Don't do that on the final lap. That's the worst time to do it, is on the final lap. Next, Neuwirth here. Make sure he makes it through, okay. Oh my, Bartow's coming into the pit road. That's an interesting thing there. I don't know why he's coming in, but he is. He might have been on a different strategy. Remember, Aaron Walpole came in. I think he's probably coming in to top off on fuel in that number 33, making sure he makes it to the end of the segment. No tires are going on that car. Fuel in, car out, and that's what he's doing. Gas and go for that team. This thing isn't over. Nicholas Amadeo is really coming close to Lewis Stevens. It looks like it's going to be a Stevens-Amadeo front row for segment 2. And these guys have really raced very well all day long and been able to keep themselves out of trouble. As they head through the chicane for the final time in segment 1. Not for the day, though. They're going to do that a lot more throughout the day. We've still got 5 more segments left here in the 6 hours of Le Mans. Amadeo's right there. I mean, he's getting a draft on Lewis Stevens here. As you can see, Lewis Stevens kind of goes down and kind of cut the draft off, but Amadeo goes right with him. We're going to see a lot of that throughout the day, where those drivers down that backstretch kind of curve inside, so they kind of cut off the draft, because throughout that area, you do get a draft. And a big one at that, because you got high speeds going through that area, and you can always get a draft from the car in front of you. Stevens really wants to get this pole. Getting a pole for a segment is really good, because the higher you start, the less likely you're going to fall back. But then again, you can't move up front if you start. Maybe you'd want to think of that, In segment 1, the outside lane got the run in this segment, I should say. The outside lane got the run to start off the race and took the lead. So they don't get to choose which lane they drive in for the second segment. You got to start on the inside if you're going to start first. And you got to start on the outside if you're going to start second. But the outside lane might be the better place, and you might want to be in second place heading into the next segment, because you could definitely get that run heading into the first turn. But you never know. Inside lane is the shorter way around, and that usually works as well. The final few corners here. Mason Powers looks like he's going to get third for this segment. He's going to start third for segment number 2. John Andrews looking to start fourth in segment number 2. Biff Grafton, the pole sitter for the 6 hours of Le Mans, looks to start 5th. Neuwirth is still in 6th, and Reagan Whitlock's in 7th. Yeah, Bartow had to come in for gas there. Speaking of gas, we might actually see some guys have trouble here at the end. I'm not sure. It's possible, but I don't think they will. I mean, these guys came in probably past halfway, so as long as they did that, they're good. Because we only had one official stop of the day. It's just that's how it's going to be for each segment. Just one stop. Anyway, Lewis Stevens through the final few corners. Looks like he's going to do it, only unless he has a problem. He hits that wall. Oh, he's a little wide. Oh, he hit it! He hit it, but he wins it. He's going to start on pole for segment 2. I mean, that came very, very close. So, Segment 1 is complete here in the 6 hours of Le Mans, but we still got 5 more hours and 5 more segments of racing to go. Lewis Stevens wins segment 1. He'll start on pole for segment number 2. We'll take a look at the official standings. 24 cars. Are you kidding me? 24 cars will start in the next segment. What happened to guys like... What happened to Christian Master and Tyler Selzman? I mean, come on. We just knocked a third of the guys out. And you see Dale Salzman, he says retired, but that's just the way it is. He's in 11th place as official, and everyone around him still on race there. So Salzman is in next segment, but look at how many guys got knocked out here. And I mean, I've got to apologize to him because not that many people should have gotten knocked out here in this first segment. But we see Christian Master, Tyler Selzman, Zachary Fitzwater, Matt Delio, Joe Larvin Alonso, Tristan Allen, Stuart Gratton, Cameron Garlington, Jack Morris, Riley White, Jesse Turner, and Aaron Smith. They're done. And they're done way too early. But we have learned here, and fortunately nobody's a lap down, so nothing unfair is going to happen here. So the top 24 you see there, they're going to be in segment number 2. The rest of the guys down here that all have the accident or retired, with the exception of Dale Salzman up there because, you know, he's 11th and he finished the race officially. But Christian Master down, they will not race in segment number 2 because they failed to finish segment number 1. And that's upright for those guys. And segment number 2 will be set up to 102%. Just to let you guys know, and we got those 24 guys: Lewis Stevens, Nicholas Amadio, Mason Powers, John Andrews, Biff Crafton, Max Newworth, Reagan Whitlock, Trey Bartow, Justin Roberts, Cameron Gaju, Dale Salzman, Eric Ullman, Hart, Caleb Hoffman, Darlin Kenyon, Kevin Gandara, Blaine Keys, John Arndt, Aaron Walpole, Garrett Pick, Dean Wicker, and Tristan Folks, Elijah Gordon, Daniel Voiles, and Abe Troxel. So those are the guys who will race in segment number 2, and hopefully we don't knock out another third of the cars, because that was ridiculous. So my apologies for that again. I know I apologized like 20,000 times, but you know what? Can never stop apologizing about that. I really am sorry. But anyway, thank you guys for watching segment number 1, and segment number 2 will be in a few minutes. So you guys will see that right here on Napa Fan very, very shortly. Just a couple of minutes, and you will see it. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.